Everybody, and welcome back to the Wii YouTube studio. Guys, I have a really exciting bunch of knives to show you today. This is the Armed Forces series. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of knives here. They're very different and yet very similar. Kind of like the Armed Forces, right? We have knives here that have taken inspiration from 4 different branches of the military to bring to you an Army selection, a Navy selection, a Marine selection, and an Air Force selection of knives. I have 3 different versions, each inspired by these different branches of the military, taking elements and inspiration from those. So I'm going to kind of walk through each of those to show you what we have going on. These are all limited edition knives, guys, so it's really cool. We have the limited edition packaging for each of those. And this is just the first. So as far as the collections go, this is going to be a really cool way to start a collection of a bunch of different similarly themed knives. So first up, we have our selection of Army-inspired knives. This is called the Reveille. And there's 3 different versions of this. We've got the camel handle with a black blade. We've got a green titanium handle with the gray two-tone blade. The black blade is also two-tone with the satin flats and the stonewash belly. And then we've got this bronze and black handle with a two-tone blade here as well. Guys, the details on these knives are absolutely incredible. Again, taking inspiration, this particular version, from armies of the world. And we've got like some unique details like around the pivot right here, taking elements from track systems, from tanks and heavy machinery. Kind of an overbuilt design, very heavy duty. Nice frame lock here. We've got the camel pattern. And again, we've got different elements taking inspiration from our armed forces. One of the things that I love about this knife right here is this big thumb stud on the blade right here. Now, this knife works best as a middle finger flip, but the interesting thing is that thumb stud on the top with that heavy duty jimping on the top right there gives your thumb a super solid spot to rest and to press against, which makes this a really ideal working knife. I really love that. On the flip side of the knife, again, you've got just beautiful details with millwork. You've got very interesting milled titanium pocket clip on here. These are all serialized. You can see on the blade we have the serial number, and they do all come with your special limited edition packaging. That includes in your box the certificate of authenticity. So every one of these knives will have your certificate showing which version it is and which number it is. And also, they're all marked, and each of the knives has this marking on it with a 01. And that is to indicate that there are more coming in the future. So we're going to see some new versions of the different Armed Forces inspired knives. So again, if you're a collector, you don't want to miss these and then have the others come out later, and then you go back and try and find these, because again, they are limited editions. So pick out the ones that you like, make sure you get them on the first initial drop so that you can start that collection and get everything that you're interested in. But that is the Army series, right? So moving on to the next series, we've got our Navy series. This is called the Hull. As this is taking inspiration from the Navy. You can see we've got kind of some submarine style lines going on here. Very sleek. Looks like it could move through the water effortlessly. And there are 3 versions of this knife. And all of these different knives, guys, the longer that you look at them, they're one of those series or styles of knives where you just look at it, and the more you look at it, the more you see that's very interesting. One of the things that I love about this knife is the back spacer is integral with the cap on the end with your lanyard hole. And then you've got the 4 dots on the top right here. Just really beautiful looking design with your milled star. You've got on the pocket clip You have that milled 01. It's going to be a little bit hard to see in here, but in the close-ups you will be able to see that. Beautiful lines on this knife right here. Titanium. This particular knife has a nested liner lock inside your titanium handle, and a very subdued, understated flipper tab on here that still works really, really well, even though it's very, very small. You have a hole in the fuller, a nice swedge on the top, giving it, again, beautiful lines, beautiful design. These little guys are limited to 210 versions of each. 200 of the gray, 210 of the blue camo, and check the numbers here, 200 of the all black. All of these knives, for all of the versions, are Bowler M390 blade steel and titanium handles. So, there you have the whole Navy-inspired knife. Now, we're going to move on to the Marine-inspired knives. 3 versions here. Again, titanium and M390. We've got the Digi Camo, the all black, and the bronze handle with black. And two-tones. So again, the more you look at these things, the more there is to appreciate. This particular version has the like a dark bronze or brown titanium with a black backspacer jimping all along there. On the clip side of the knife, and we've got some interesting milling in the titanium handle. Coming up to the blade, you've got a beautiful swedge and a little fuller in there that just is beautiful detail on the knife. You've also got two-tone blades, or two-tone finishes, where you've got, again, like a satin flat and a stonewash blade, and that fuller runs right through that satin, just giving it a really, really beautiful color variation. The Digicamo is awesome. It's all anodized titanium. We've got the milled pocket clip here, again, all with the little details in the handle right there. And again, it feels very, very similar actually to the Reveille from the Army series. Just a nice big blade in the hand. You've got a Tonto style blade here with compound grinds in it, just giving you, again, a lot to look at and a lot of knife to work with. Really, really nice action, really good sound on these things. Very, very clacky. So great knife right here. Again, there are the 3 of the military inspired knives, the Breach, and this is the first of a few that are coming soon. And last but not least, we have Air Force inspired knives. And as you can see by the design of these knives, they're taking inspiration from aerospace, aircraft, and we've got some really sleek designs. I love the clip point blade here, and then these 3 lines in the blade. Now, they are not used to open the knife, but when you do open it, they give you really beautiful aesthetics there. Looking at the backspacer, you've got some unique details here in the backspacer that set this apart from the other knives. Again, on the pocket clip, you have the 01 for the first edition of this. You've got the Wii logo right here above the pocket clip, and we have the 3 versions of the flight line available with the bronze handle and black blade, the all gray version, and then the all polished gray satin version. All right, guys, so there you have the 4 different versions, 4 different models with 3 versions of each of the Armed Forces inspired knives. And guys, these all have basically 3.8 inch blade, and I'm going to leave all the specs in links below. There's too many specs to kind of go over in this video, but I'll have links below so you can check out all of the specific specs for each of these individual knives. They're going to have an MSRP between $395 and $495, depending on what you're picking up. But once again, guys. Take a look at these things. Take a minute to appreciate all of the fine details of these different versions, and try to get them in your hand at your local dealer so that you can go ahead and pick out your favorite. And let me know, guys, in the comments which is your favorite version below, and we will be excited to release more Armed Forces inspired knives in the future. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you on the next video.